Okay, so I'm out here on my local lake today. It is mid-August and it is very, very hot. It's about 90 degrees right now, but we're in a nice shade line. I'm gonna try something today. This is the pattern. I'm gonna try fishing shallower and really heavy shade and laydowns and live trees that are actually swooping up over the water. Just little cutbacks in the bank and stuff. It sounds really nice. As we're going down the bank, I'm gonna try the ribbon tail to target laydowns and really deep pockets, and I'm kind of scared to get hung on with the senko. If we're just going by the bank and throwing randomly, I'm gonna throw the senko. Yeah, I think if we target these fish, we can get them, but I'm gonna go ahead and start fishing and see what happens. Here's what we're trying first. This is a 1/4 ounce weight. It's pegged just so I can get through the brush a little bit better. And then I have a 3/0 trapper hook here. It fits really nice around that worm if you want to see how it looks. Kind of fancy, just like that. It goes right through. And then this is a 7-inch ribbon tail by Zoom. It's pure black. And this is a pretty good sized bait. I mean, like, that's easily as long as my forearm, which is pretty crazy. But we're gonna try it out. These summer bass, they really do like these big mills. So as long as I can punch it back in the correct place, I am pretty confident I can get them. These ribbon tails have become a real confidence bait for me now. I'm starting to like them a lot. And then we'll follow up. So we're gonna fish like, so right here, all this brush, I'm gonna fish that with this, and then I'm gonna fish around it with the senko. And we're just gonna keep moving down the bank, but we're gonna start fishing now. I'm also throwing this on 15-pound test, just so everyone knows. So I'm trying my best to get back as deep as I can where these fish will be during the hot day in those shade pockets, but I'm gonna start fishing and let you know what happens. Okay, the ribbon tail bite didn't work out at all, so we're switching to a senko. We're gonna try something a little more finessey. So this is a just simple wacky rig hook with a weed guard, and then I have a O-ring on here. The loop that your hook goes through is turned opposite, just so you get that better hookup ratio. You know, it's perpendicular instead of parallel with your bait. I think that helps a lot, but nothing fancy. It's in a green pumpkin red. I believe this is a Strike King. It's a 6-inch. It's not even like a 4 or 5-inch. It's a full 6-inch. So we're gonna keep fishing and trying it. Instead of fishing laydowns now, we're actually gonna be fishing this and the really deep shade pockets that I know I can get to without getting hung, and then we'll just fish the outside of everything. Hopefully some of those bass will be patrolling these banks, because all of it looks good. Like, every bit of this looks good, so I don't really know specifically where to fish. I need to target areas. Maybe if I see a rock up against the bank or something, I can target that, but we're going to keep fishing and see where he goes. So I found one of the only docks on this entire lake. I'm going to go ahead and fish it. I mean, it's completely different structure from the rest of the lake, so I'm going to try fishing around it, and then I'm going to get as tight to it as I can, and maybe we'll drag one out of there. Small one. Tiny guy. But hey, he ate the senko. He ate the 6-inch senko. What a dude. That worm's literally as big as him. That's crazy. But we didn't lose our worm. And hey, they're eating, even if it's 90 degrees outside. But let's go ahead and get him back. Not bad. So we haven't got skunked. That's good. We didn't lose our senko. That's even better. But man, is that a tiny fish? Maybe 8 ounces? Maybe? We'll see. Maybe we can get on something a little bit bigger. Okay, got another one here. So now, in about probably a 15-minute span, we've got 2 on the senko. Nothing big, but the numbers are there. So we know there's fish around these banks, and the correlation actually doesn't seem to be timber in this lake. It seems to be rock. I'm not sure why they're staying around it. I'm not sure what they're eating. Dang, and I got him good with this worm hook. Okay. Well, fat little guy. He's healthy. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get him back. So now I'm actually throwing the senko at these rock walls, and it's probably 30, 40 feet deep here. I'm casting up about a foot away from the bank just in case that bait wants to drift either way. It's not right against the rock. But I'm letting it sink completely, hitting the bottom, jigging up 2 or 3 feet. Letting it sink again, then repeating the process until I bring it all the way back to the kayak. But it's deep here. We have 3 different species of bass in here. There's largemouth, there's smallmouth, and there's spotted bass. And I think there's also Alabama bass, which is invasive for our area in western North Carolina. Somehow they got released into the reservoirs around here, but they're pretty fun to catch too. But I'm just going to keep doing this at this rock wall and see if I can get anything. We'll give it a good 10 minutes or so just to commit and see if there's any fish. Okay, so I'm all the way at the other end of the lake now where it actually runs in. The water's a lot cooler here. It's afternoon, so hopefully the bite will be better, but there's this really thick weed line down through here, and I kind of want to just hit up the entire edge of it. A lot of time, the really big bass in the lakes, I feel like at least in western North Carolina, they'll sit along these edges and just cruise them all the way down and look for big bait all day long. Last time I was here, there was a huge school of big giant bluegill, and I threw in a wacky rig senko and I actually ended up catching one. Ooh! Haha! Speaking of, that was kind of cool. This might be the best one. I'm gonna flip them. Good hook set. Look at that. This pattern is like super niche, but it's working. Senko's on brush lines. Yeah. Cool. So that makes 3 on the senko. I think that's good enough to call that a pattern. And just stick with the senko, because I fished for the jig for at least an hour and caught absolutely nothing. Just now switched back to the senko and caught another fish. So I think I'm going to stick with the senko for the rest of the night. When it gets a little bit closer to dark, I am probably going to throw a topwater. Because as far as I know, this lake isn't super pressured, so they should be eating it. Small one. It might not be that small. I can't tell yet. Yeah, it's average. But that is a 4th bass. And where I'm at now, I'm at the very end of the lake. There's a little power plant thing right here. The water looked pretty stagnant, so I really wasn't sure if there's going to be any fish at all, but the senko is for sure the winner today, which kind of sucks. I really like days where they're eating the moving baits and jigs and stuff like that, but I kind of had to adapt and keep trying, and we're still catching them, so. I literally fished with that jig earlier for like probably an hour and a half and didn't have a single bite. So they were eating the wacky rig senko, so I'm going to go ahead and try the Texas rig senko. We've got a bait made by Power Bait on here. It's like a stick style bait that's super ribbed. So I'm going to try it out. It's a different profile for them. Maybe they'll eat it, but we'll keep on fishing. This is the kind of stuff that I'm fishing right now. I mean, it's literally just a ton of laydowns out here in the middle of the lake.